Good afternoon, Skiing, for this March 29th, 2024. Can you believe March is almost done? Well, anyway, welcome to the show, Touring Into, your show for news, information, and more. How you doing, Miss Skiing? I'm doing fine on this Good Friday segment of the show. You know us, the way we do it, live. And speaking of live, welcome back to the studios, my brother, Pastor Melvin C. Burns II. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, brother. It's good to be here live back with you.
Yeah, it's great to having you. Looking well.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
All right. So before we talk about the weather, I just want to get this out. Lou Gossett Jr., Oscar winner, passed away. We know him from Officer and Gentleman Roots and so many things. Passed away at 87.
Yeah. Well,
Want to get that out. But it does today comes with good news in a lot of ways. Number one, of course, it's Good Friday. And it was about the ninth hour, which means about 3 o'clock that he passed. And it's bittersweet, but it's so great that he did it for us. Your thoughts?
But it's so necessary. You know, when we get past what he had to suffer and die for, that we know it's the joy that awaits us. So we can get past that. We know that it's so much more, so important that for this week. So
right, do us a favor that this show can be seen multiple times. If you're on the road and you can't get a chance to see it, you can go to any of our Facebook sites, WUVS 103.7 to BLM 106. You can catch us anytime those shows repeat themselves. You can catch us on YouTube live as well. And don't forget the emoji app. So all these shows, any show that we have ever done in the years that we've been doing is there. I have to say congratulations. And, I wish I would have had some pictures of yesterday's event to Paul Billings, to PA, voted Entrepreneur of the Year by the Muskegon Chamber of Commerce. Brother, well deserved.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Well deserved. So anyway, brother, also, before I do that, do us a favor, go to the site, any one of those sites, and share it to your Facebook sites, because knowledge is power.
Yes.
And we want a lot of people to be able to be in the discussion. Speaking of discussion, give us the weather, my brother.
What's that?
The weather.
People want to know the weather, huh?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Well, let's give them a little bit on the weather. Well, as you see today, not as warm as we'd like, but we have a high of 47 today. It's going to continue to be partly cloudy. Tomorrow, Saturday, low of 34, 50% chance of rain, and a high of 49. Sunday, Resurrection Sunday, low 33, high of 50. Monday, going to remain cloudy. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday with low 37, high 52. Tuesday, again, cloudy, 60% chance of rain, low 35, high 45. Wednesday, I don't even want to say the word.
Go on, say it.
Let's just say rain in another form.
Yeah, rain in another form.
Low 34, high 39, and a slight chance of snow. And then Thursday, partly cloudy, low 32, high 43. We top out next week with a low 30, high 51 with sunshine. So we'll get a little bit of it all next week.
All righty. With that said, our first guest, let's see, is coming back. And there he is. And there he went. There he is. All right. So hopefully he stays. Listen, our first guest, Dr. Danny Velez. I want to make sure I get that pronounced. He can talk to me later. But he's a doctor, and he's going to tell us a little bit about himself. Muskegon, welcome to the stage. Put your hands together for Dr. Danny Velez. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Man, look in, put the green screen hookup on. I ain't mad at you.
I gotta represent here.
Listen, tell people a little bit about yourself.
So I am the Associate Vice President of Admissions and Recruitment at the amazing Grand Valley State University here in West Michigan and several locations across Michigan. I've been in higher education for over 23 years, serving in a number of roles. Been in student affairs, served as vice president at a couple campuses. Worked in New York, North Carolina. I was in Baltimore for a stint, and been at Grand Valley for about 2 years.
Okay. So what made you have the desire to go into the field that you have?
Yeah. Great question. So when I started in this field for personal reasons, I'm a first generation college student. I grew up in East New York, Brooklyn. I'm the first in my family to go to college. And I knew that college was the way forward. And I knew that because when I was going to school, I used to look at the cars that my teachers were driving. And I said, well, those cars are much nicer than the cars that my family's driving. And I knew that they were educated, and I followed that very closely. And I knew that I had to do the same thing in order to have the same outcomes. So I went on to pursue my education. I went to school, 4-year institution in Buffalo. And when I was there, I said it was important for me to give back. I just had this conversation recently with a colleague. When I started, I remember saying we have to throw that rope over the wall and pull the next person over.
Come on.
And especially as a Latino growing up in Brooklyn, I knew that there were not a lot of Latinos going into education when I went through. So that was vital. And that's what motivated me initially. I was like, this is something I got to do because I need to be the one there to help others make their way through as well.
Pastor Burns.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your role at Grand Valley and what you do there.
Yeah, so I am fortunate to be the head of admissions and recruitment. I work on the enrollment development and educational opportunity team, the Division of Enrollment Development under the Vice President, B. Dante Truss. And I'm responsible for the oversight of the Office of Admissions and Recruitment. And I lead an amazing team of recruiters, of application processors, of student staff, ambassadors, something nearly, about 90 or so staff in total that support our efforts. We have the wonderful opportunity to talk with Michiganders and those outside of Michigan about why they should come to Grand Valley. We are blessed to be able to go into spaces and communities to talk with families about Grand Valley, about the importance of pursuing a 4-year degree, about how Grand Valley, being at Grand Valley affords them the opportunity to do that in multiple ways, at multiple times, and many different spaces. How we are highly affordable. We are here to support students from all walks of life, and how we have academic programs and support services for all students and their families. So I'm very proud to be able to lead that team in that work.
Talk a little bit. You hear about Grand Valley. You hear about the athletes and the pursuit of excellence there, but Grand Valley really pursues that spirit of excellence when it comes down to education as well, academics.
Yes. Yeah, so Grand Valley, I appreciate the question. As families look to an institution, a college, they want to go somewhere where they have strong academic programs. They want to know that their degree is a valuable investment, and they will find that at Grand Valley we have robust academic program offerings throughout various disciplines. Our faculty are those that you will find in the classroom. You'll find professors in the classroom, and that's not a knock against institutions that have teaching assistants, but when you are paying for your education, you want to get that education from the expert, and that expert is the one that's going to teach you in the classroom at Grand Valley. We also have a hands-on curriculum. You will learn by doing at Grand Valley, and that's important, especially in today's marketplace, where the expectation is that you would have done what you're getting ready to pursue, and you'll find that opportunity at Grand Valley. We have robust academic program offerings in business, engineering, health sciences, and we are growing and sustaining, supporting those programs every day. You might have seen that Grand Valley has made an increased commitment to supporting STEM fields in creating the School of Computing. So we're seeking to grow there as well. And we have other academic program offerings that have long had a tradition of uh, uh, growth and success for students.
Mm-hmm. Pastor Burns.
So this is end of March. We got a new school year coming up. We got all kind of listeners, parents, students. What are some things people should be doing now if they haven't selected a school? And hey, hey, I heard Dr. Velez and he's making Grand Valley sound real good. What should they do right
Yeah, know that we are still accepting applications at Grand Valley. And so we're here to talk with you and to help you find your way here at the university. But as you're pursuing, as families are sitting down now, and if they're saying, well, you know what, on second thought, I think I will go to college. The first thing you want to do is complete that FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid.
Mm-hmm.
And this year, the FAFSA has changed, and there's been a streamlining or an enhancement of the FAFSA. There have been some hiccups, though. There have been some hiccups. And so there's some delays in getting the information to colleges and universities. But do not let that stop you from completing the FAFSA. The FAFSA is an important first step, no matter where you go, so that you can, so the colleges and universities know precisely how much aid you qualify for.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely complete your FAFSA. At Grand Valley, you're able to go online to our website, gvsu.edu, and go to our admissions site and sign up for a campus visit, which would include a comprehensive presentation. You'll meet with our student ambassadors. You'll have a campus tour. You can even eat in our dining facility. So you have an opportunity still to have that meaningful interaction that you would need to make your decision. We offer tours of all our campuses, our Pew campus, Allendale, our main campus, and we can arrange to have tours done of our medical campus as well. Families should definitely now, though, as they're thinking about pursuing higher education, it is really focusing on getting that FAFSA completed, getting that paperwork. I know sometimes parents can be a little apprehensive about sharing financial information, and that's why the FAFSA has part of why the FAFSA has been streamlined to make that a lot easier of a process for families to do that. There's a lot less information to complete. It can take as little as 20 minutes for someone to complete it, which is a significant enhancement over what it was previously.
Mm-hmm. Talking about how important it is. I'm going to be totally transparent. When we had a senior, she's getting ready to come out of college. She doesn't know come out of high school, doesn't quite know what to do. Next thing you know, a college is giving her a scholarship and we have did no paperwork. We nothing. FAFSA, what's that? Serial? We didn't do anything. Talk about jumping on that stuff right away, getting it done.
Yeah, so it's important if you're looking to so completing the FAFSA is important, but also ensuring that you get all your paperwork in. So if you're applying to college, they will ask you for your transcript. So make sure you have your transcript information in. You have your personal statement is typically part of the application process. There are institutions that charge an application fee. We do not at Grand Valley charge an application fee. So there is no charge to apply to Grand Valley. And your application will be reviewed and a decision made within about a week. We do have a extensive and robust scholarship systems called My Scholarships, and it's the link to the My Scholarships is on the financial aid office website that students can access once they get login credentials. At the point they apply, they will get login credentials and they can go in there and start looking at scholarships. And there are so many scholarships that you're bound to find a scholarship for you that meets your the criteria you're putting in. So definitely do that. Go to your local leaders, your parish, your church. Ask, are there scholarships that are available through your community organization, through your church? Family members, do not be shy. Those are the other ways in which students can tap into the community to be able to pursue education at this point. But definitely don't delay. There's still time. There's plenty of time to apply. I know sometimes students might think, well, you know what, I missed my opportunity. But there are an enormous amount of students that wait because they're still thinking about it. They're thinking about gap year. Maybe I'll take a gap year. And then now's the time where they say, you know what? I'm going to go to college. All my other friends are going to college.
Right.
And so now they're making that decision, and it is not too late to make the decision.
That's Burns.
Yeah. 2020, 2021, COVID. How is that affecting students now that you're starting to get in? Are you seeing some differences in students and their expectations as you're recruiting students now?
Yeah, great question. Yeah, COVID has impacted everybody. I appreciate your question so much because, we have, our students are impacted, but our communities are impacted. And so as a result, we've prepared the table for students to be successful, no matter the experiences that they've had as a result of COVID and the experiences their families have had. We know that students have lost loved ones. We know our community has lost loved ones. We know as a result, there's been an increase in mental health concerns. And so we've put the resources behind those services on campus. And we're focused on ensuring that we are providing the right kind of resources to support students on campus. So we are hearing from students that there is an increase in stress and mental health. That's a national phenomenon. We're seeing data across the U.S. where most colleges and universities are seeing an increase in mental health concerns. And it's important for us to talk about that because it's often an area where we know about it, but we don't talk about it. And talking about it normalizes it, and it helps the student seek out the right support that's needed for them to be successful. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to get this in real quick. Talk about the advantage of staying local and getting that college education, especially a quality education like Grand Valley.
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, no, being local, you save money when you're local, but you're also, the environment, the community you're in. You are able to save money, but and not necessarily have to worry so much about some other expenses. Some students don't thrive well being away, but some others do. Being local allows you to tap into the local economy during the times in which you're looking for internship and other employment opportunities, which is going to be helpful to a student once they graduate and are able to then enter that local market. So there's a lot of really positive reasons to be local. And at Grand Valley, our career center has some tremendous partnerships with our local employers, and result, students can expect to have access to the resources that the Career Center is tapped into in order to ensure that they have the right experiences. So when they graduate, they are more likely to find employment and contribute to the local economy, which is our main goal.
That's perfect.
As you hear from former students, alumni, what are the things you hear that people enjoy most about attending Grand Valley State University?
The most. Big university, small college feel. That comes across all the time. And that's really it. We hear that from even the visitors that come, but especially the students that have graduated. They also talk about the connections that they've made with the faculty. And they will name specific faculty members, and that's how you know that they mean it. They're like, I remember so and so, and we're in my, I had them, and they took the time to get to know what I was going through when I showed up late to class. And that's important because we're a university that's over 22,000 in total enrollment, and you're still hearing those stories. And so I think that is probably the biggest takeaway, that when you come to Grand Valley, you will not feel like you are a number. You feel like you are part of a community that really cares for you.
Pastor Burns again.
Okay. Well, I have to ask you the other side of this. What are some of the challenges you're facing in the coming semesters?
Yeah, so some of the challenges we face have to do with, as you said earlier, COVID has also created the challenge of, we are challenged with students who went through an era of COVID in some respects where they are learning differently. So we have to then engage our learners differently, and we have to continue to be innovative in how we educate students as a result of how we've had this essentially a COVID generation come through. So that there's a challenge there. We also are challenged in some regards with our mental health, in general, mental health services. So we're providing more mental health services for students, or student services, student support. We want to make sure that we are responding to the needs of students as a result of what they have experienced, and the community that they're coming from. So we also are growing, and as a result of growing again, we want to be responsive to ensuring that we have the right support services, and that we're meeting those support services at the pace at which we're growing. And so we're committed to do that with the growth of our academic support services in advising services. We've opened a new tutoring center with increased tutoring support centralized on campus, and we're continuing to look at other ways to increase support. We have, for example, in our area of also multicultural affairs, we have our affinity group orientations and our affinity group support services. So in that regard, we have to make sure that we're providing the right support and the right volume of support for the students that we're enrolling.
All right, we have 3 minutes left. Someone give us the pitch, the information, everything that you can give us about Grand Valley and how people can get a hold of you.
Yeah,
Anything that we need to know.
So Grand Valley State University, you can reach us online at gvsu.edu. We are still admitting students, and you can apply now. The application is free. Grand Valley State University has a robust offering of academic programs. We also offer a robust slate of scholarship opportunities. So please go on to our financial aid website. There's likely a scholarship for you. I also want to reemphasize the importance of filing the FAFSA. At no matter what point you're considering applying, whether that's now or later, filing that FAFSA is an important step. And if you do have any questions about filing your FAFSA, you can contact Grand Valley State, and we will assist you in answering any of your questions. We can be reached online. Just go right to our website and click on the link that you find there, and anyone can be helpful to you. I want to thank you and your listeners for listening to me, for inviting me to your show today. I so appreciate the opportunity to share what we have available at Grand Valley State University with the Muskegon community.
Doctor, will you come back and talk to us a little bit? Because we want to talk to you about trends and other things that we didn't get a chance to talk to you about when it comes down to education.
Absolutely. I'd love to.
All right. Thank you so much, and happy Good Friday to you, sir, and we'll see you soon.
Have a good Friday. Have a blessed weekend. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
That was Dr. Danny Velez.
Yes.
We're down at the bottom of the hour. The show is flying. We have a special guest coming up with some great news at the bottom of the hour. We're so excited to get her on. You are watching and listening to Torn in Two on this Good Friday edition. We'll see you in a couple minutes after a couple commercials.
The second annual I Am Her Feminine Hygiene Drive, supporting young ladies from Ghana, Africa in need of everyday essentials and feminine hygiene products, was a great success. Thanks to the generosity of our community and organizations like Period.org, Muskegon Heights Public School Academy, Confident Cosmetics, Muskegon Heights Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Inc., and everyone who made a contribution. Hundreds of young ladies and village members received essential items. The community made a lasting impact with more than 10,000 sanitation items donated. If you would like to help, donations can be made year-round by dropping off items in the donation shed at the Mays and Wright Media Center, located at 1877 Peck Street, or making a contribution to paypal.me/1037thebeats. For more information, call 231-727-5007. Thank you for supporting I Am Her Foundation.
And welcome back to Torn in Two. It's bottom hour 2:30 on this March 29th. Man, I cannot believe that we're heading into April, but it is what we are doing. Our next guest is new to the show as well. We're excited to have her on. And she's also in education and an extensive background as well. Put your hands together, Muskegon, for Tarra Carson. How you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. It's Good Friday, getting ready for our college tour. We leave tonight, heading down south to Alabama and Florida.
Let's jump right into it. Tell people what you're doing. We heard about this yesterday. We said we got to get on.
Absolutely. Let me just introduce the audience of me. My name is Tarra Carson. I'm a native of Muskegon, Michigan, home of the Big Reds, a Muskegon NPS product, class of 1995. I am the president and founder of the HBCU Club Muskegon. We are a college preparation club for students grades 7 through college in the West Michigan area. Not only we educate students, we educate parents about where their child want to go once they graduate from high school, whether they want to go to college, whether they want to do workforce development or get a certification program. So our club is to service those three avenues to students throughout the West Michigan area. We service students all the way from the Detroit area down to Kalamazoo, Benton Harbor area, Grand Rapids, Lansing, and right here in Muskegon County. And this is our 5th year providing services to students and parents. I've been back 14 years. I've been doing it for a long time, but we just really became more how can I say robust and known within the last 5 years. So I've been doing this for a very long time.
Now talk about how many kids are you taking down, and what does that trip entail and look like?
Okay, so with our club, we meet monthly from September through May, and we focus on different topics: scholarship awareness, financial aid literacy. My very good friend Steve Dew from Department a treasury with Michigan. He's come and talked to my students and parents every year about the financial aid process. We also talk about college and residential life. How is the transition from being at home to being on your own on a college campus? We also do mental health aid workshops where one of my board members is a certified mental health counselor, and he talks to the students on various coping skills and what they expect, to lean on counselors on campus, or if they are dealing with an issue with a professor, how to navigate and communicate with the professor. Also, we talk about college readiness, where we have the students do a career aspiration assessment just to see what field they want to go into once they graduate from college. So then they can better research what college or university will best fit them, whether they're going in state or out of state. And then also the biggest thing that we talk about is cost, encouraging them to apply for scholarship. I am a scholarship ambassador with the Muskegon Community Foundation, where I work with local school districts with the high school counselors, encourage them to apply for the scholarships through the Community Foundation, but also helping them apply for scholarships in general. With our college tour that's coming up, this is our 3rd annual college tour. We are taking 40 students from 40.
Wow.
Yes, 40 students from 15 school districts out of Muskegon and Grand Rapids. And I got one student that is coming from Ypsilanti. So we're working with the students. We're preparing them to let them know there is life outside of Muskegon, and we want. Not only we doing the college tour, we are going to several African American museums while we are on the tour. We have HBCU alums ready to talk to our students about their HBCU experience and their career experience that they are currently in right now. But most of all, we want the students to gain the knowledge about the foundations of historically Black colleges and universities. HBCUs was formed in 1837. And the reason why HBCUs was formed because during that time, Booker T. Washington and all the other founders of the HBCU movement, they wasn't allowed to go to the University of Alabama or go to Georgia or go to UM. So this is one of the reasons why HBCUs were formed, and we're trying to continue to keep the traditional going. That's why it's so important that when students graduate from a HBCU, that we give back to our colleges or just HBCU period, so we can just keep the funding going, because that's one of the areas that in the federal government we are still lacking of getting our right amount of funding to support HBCUs.
Let's go to the board. Margot Ford Hampton said, yes, we are so excited.
Yes, Margot is one of our parent chaperones that will be joining with us on our college tour. We have 12 chaperones that will be attending with us, all of them educators and working in social services. So not only is going to be a fun time, it's going to be very educational. I am a second generation HBCU alum. My mother, she graduated from Alcorn State University, and my daughter, she currently attends Jackson State University. So we a SWAT family.
All right.
So our family is rich and deep history of HBCU. We have family members that have graduated from Mississippi Valley, Jackson State, Paul Quinn, Texas College. Myself, I attended Grambling State University, home Eddie Robinson. It just all over. We just have family members all over that graduate from HBCUs.
Don't mess with them Tigers, Pastor Burns.
Don't mess with the Tigers.
I can see you used to making presentations and talking about your club, because I would just give you the microphone and you go, which is good. You said this is your third year. Tell us what's some of the feedback you've gotten from the previous tours from the young people that go.
Now people are asking questions like, one, will my child be able to get into a HBCU? Yes. 2, can you help me navigate through the scholarship process? Yes. 3, if my child wanted to start off at MCC, are they able to transfer to HBCU? Yes. Everything that we do, we try to make sure, even though they be in the club starting 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, we stay with that student until they graduate with something. Either a college diploma, a certification, a certificate. We stay with the student. Not only we stay with the student, we coach them, we mentor them, we write letters of recommendations for the students. And it's just so grateful, because like my first group of students, I have had 7 students who started off with me in 2019. And they have graduated from college. Some of them are working on their masters right now. Some of them are working in their professions right now. I have 2 college graduates that will be graduating next month from Central State University. And, just continue to just be another aunt or a big sister to them, so they can finish the course, because a lot of my students are first generation students. So, unfortunately, parents didn't go to college. They decide to work in the workforce, which is good. But if we have students who want to go to college, we have to encourage them to take it to the next level, regardless if they want to go in-state or out-of-state. I have club members right now that go to school right here in the state of Michigan. I got students at MCC, Grand Valley, Western, Ferris, Central, Michigan State, and UAM. So we work with students wherever they want to go, as long as we can support them.
Tarra, talk about being a formal college coach. You touched on it a little bit, but college readiness, having the kids ready for their experience, because some of these kids, they don't have the parents watching them anymore, and they just go crazy because they got time and space. And
yes, absolutely. This is why I formed the HBCU club, to have that college readiness in place, because we understand school counselors might have a caseload of 200 or 300 students, and they not able to reach all the students on a daily basis. So we are just an extension of what the school counselor or the college facilitators do in their roles each and every day. My board is all HBCU alums. My board, most of them are former or current MPS employees. I do have one that's he's the oversee West Michigan Works. I have one board member. She works in GRPS. So, we starting to build a connection with GRPS schools. I have another board member that work in the private sector. I got another board member work with MSU Extension, Frank Koss. He been doing that for over 25 years. So, I have people in place for a very special reason. So when I need those resources, I can go to those people and like, hey, let's help this student out, or how can we navigate to provide support for that student.
Mm-hmm. Tara, talk about how important it is to continue to invest in these colleges when we're in an environment where people would like to give less or even close down some of these facilities.
The best way to keep all colleges, not just HBCU, but just all colleges, you have to give back. You have to donate monetary funds, donate your time, or just letting the community know where you came from. That's the only way that people will know why college is important. Just like I'm a graduated from Muskegon High School. I give back to the high school wherever they need me to do something, or if Superintendent Cortez reach out to me for a project or something. I'm up on it. I was a band parent for 6 years while my daughter was in the band. I volunteered during that time. It's all about giving back, because so many people will pay the way prior to you, and that's the way to give back, by paving the way.
Mm-hmm. That's Burns.
I see you have the trip coming up next week, but you have another event in May. Why don't you tell us about that event also?
Yes, we will be having our 5th annual HBCU Preview Day, where we recognize our college, high school, and college graduates on that day. And our goal is to get, as this is our 5th anniversary, so we want it to be big and phenomenal. Our guest speaker will be the Honorable Judge Gregory Pittman. He will be our guest speaker on that day. We have a wonderful program set up. It's free to the community. There is no charge. We want to pack out Kingdom Embassy Church. That's Pastor Doran's church. He is one of our board members. We just want to pack out the event because we want to let the students know there's a community that's behind them. There's a community that's supporting them, and there's a community is going to love on them. So that event is on Sunday, May the 19th, 2024, from 3 to 5 p.m. And we want to get businesses out there, organizations out there, so the students can see that the community is there to support them.
Talk a little bit. I'm looking at your resume, which is extensive, but thinking and being outside of the box. You like to listen to jazz, classical music, concerts, traveling, sightseeing, spending time with your family, going and doing other things, because there's other things just in Muskegon and Muskegon Heights.
Yes. I do a lot of things outside of Muskegon. I am a presenter in the out of school time sector. So I travel throughout the state and speak at various conferences throughout the year on various topics, from community and family engagement to program development to how to run affect the programming within your program. Currently, I am the area club director for the Boys and Girls Club Muskegon Lakeshore. I've been there for 2.5 years now. We have seen growth within our organization and just making an impact with our youth and making a difference in our youth so the students will have a safe place to come to each and every day.
That's Burns.
Do you still find that you have to do a lot of educating people about HBUs and the perceptions about the lack of quality of education?
Yes. It's always a debate because a lot of times, I'm just going to be transparent with you. They look down on graduates that receive a degree from an HBCU, but little do they know HBCUs set us up to strive in any capacity, any type of work setting, any adversity that we have to deal with in our society. So one thing that they can't take from us is our knowledge, and our knowledge is powerful because we know just as much as anybody that went to UAM or Michigan State, but even more.
Well, you look at, the big cities, Nashville and uh, the big cities that use those students, and those students come out ready and prepared to work in, if it's NASA or whatever, they're working automatically in these positions.
Yes. Prior when I graduated from college in 1999, I moved to Chicago. So my first job was in Chicago working in substance abuse. So I lived in Chicago for 10 years prior to me moving back to Muskegon. And while I was living in Chicago, it was a very eye opener for me, leaving a small urban rural town of Muskegon, going 16 hours away to Louisiana for 4 years in a country town because Grambling is a country town. And then then leaving there, moving to a big city like Chicago. So I'm very diverse in all three areas of living and what it needs to take, to get things done. One thing that is being unique with in Muskegon, we are moving up in the trend of trying to get on board or doing things that I was doing 20 years ago in Chicago. So we still behind on some things, but we are slowly moving forward in various avenues within Muskegon County, and which is a good thing because the diversity, the equity, the inclusion definitely plays a part of it.
Talk a little bit about Muskegon High School. One of the best moves they made was they had a counselor just for the athletics. And as soon as they did that, to make sure that the paperwork was rolled, the grades were in a row, and all that, the quality of scholarships went up 100-fold. Talk a little bit about in a parent role, teacher role, because you volunteered, about being aggressive and not accepting no. You want to get that education. Go out there and get it, and do what you got to do, but go out and get it.
It's all about advocating. You have to advocate for yourself. If you want to be the best in anything that you want to do in life, you have to advocate. And a lot of times I notice here in Muskegon, people are reactive to things instead of trying to be proactive to make things bigger and better. And
back that up. You preaching good. Come on, we're going to pass the plate. Say that again, please.
People here in Muskegon, I know I might get some backlash later, but so be it. People here in Muskegon react to things. Instead of reacting, we have to be more proactive when we trying to do things to better not only our city, but better our community, better our students, better the population overall. We have to be more proactive. Stop complaining all the time, because complaining is not going to get you nowhere. Complaining is just going to continue to be on that seat, and you're going to continue to complain. Come up with a plan. Let's work together to make it positive for our youth, because our youth look at us as the adults. And if we are bickering and complaining, and we're part of this group and we are part of that group, where's the unity at? Where is the unity? And I can preach on this all day long. And that goes from government to school level to the churches, all the way down to the little kids. We must show unity in what we are doing. And once you show unity, I'm telling you, I have seen the facts for myself. Things will progress, things will move forward, things will be better for the community. But we as a community, we must stop being so reactive and be more proactive in what we are doing. And you have to have a passion about it. Everything that I do, like I just won a award on Sunday from Black Wall Street. I didn't even know I got nominated. I didn't even know I was getting the award. I was getting ready to leave after Mother Blanche got through speaking. I was getting ready to do this, like in the
Put that one finger up.
and Shay like, no, I need you to stay to the end. Because I had another engagement I had to get to. I'm like, okay, I'll stay. I'll just be late to the next engagement. And lo and behold, when they start reading off, the letters that people wrote about me, tears came to my eye, because at one point in time, people didn't believe in me. Oh, she just doing that, for a hoe. She ain't go, but I don't prove nothing to nobody. Only one person that I had to prove something, and that's the man above. And God sees everything that I do day in and day out, and making impact and have success stories and helping individuals. Not just to just say I do it because I have a heart for it. I have a passion for it. Just because I'm working with college students, I do a lot of things besides working with college students in the community, but I just don't tell it, because I do it from my heart. I'm a doer. I'm not a follower. I do it. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. And that's the type of person I am.
Well, we never have enough time here, but tell folks who can be a member of the HBCU club.
Any student, grade 7th grade, we start at 7th grade. We want to train them, like the Bible say, train up a child the way they should go, and when they get old, they will not depart from it. We start at 7th grade. So by the time they get to high school, they got that basic foundation ideal in place, and we work with the students all the way through college. So 7th through college, anyone in the West Michigan area, I don't care if you black, white, pink, brown, purple, gray, we accept all students to be a part of our club. It's free. There's no fee. We take care of you. We mentor you. We coach you. We go tell you when you're right. We go tell you when you're wrong. But at the end of the day, we are doing it out of love.
And are you looking for volunteers, sponsors, financial support?
Yes, we are always looking for volunteers to help us out. We are always looking for sponsors. Can sponsor if you want more information. Our email is hbcuclubofmuskegon@gmail.com. If you would like to give a donation, you can go right to Chase Bank under the HBCU Club of Muskegon, and just donate, because all the funds that we do, it go right back to the youth, because I don't get a salary from it. I don't get paid from it. It goes right to the youth.
Wow.
That's why I work a full-time job. So
okay, so let me ask you this question. We have to have you back on the show because you just got so much. You just can't spend 24 minutes with all the knowledge that you have. But I wanted you to go back and talk about that. You know, me being a band parent and all that kind of stuff. You said something. You have to give back. Number one, don't be a problem. Bring a solution. Talk about those two things, and we're going to end that way in the show.
Okay. As a parent, you should want to be engaged with your student K through 12. Being an active parent volunteer in the school or being a volunteer within the district. If you are interested in being a volunteer within Muskegon Public School, reach out to Mrs. K. Pittman. She's in charge of all the volunteers. She will get you set up, fill out the paperwork, go do the background check, and then she will let you know what area of needs that the school district is needed. Right now, they definitely need volunteers, to help out in reading, reading to the students or helping out in any capacity. Just reach out to Miss Kay Pittman. She's the district volunteer director. And the second part is, as a parent, making sure that your child succeeds. Making sure that you have your child's back, because I was taught like this. It was the village, and the village consisted of your neighbors,
Yep,
the churches,
mm-hmm.
the family, the neighborhood corner store plums that used to be on Apple and Getty, the churches. That's how I was taught. I'm a 70s baby, so we was taught the village. So we have to bring that village back and let our parents know that there are people in the community is going to support you. Sometimes parents, they work in 2 or 3 jobs, or, they got this going on, they got that going on. They feel like they don't have support. But technically, parents, if you are listening on today, I'm a divorced single parent. There is a village.
Mm-hmm.
And the village is there to help you, to make sure your children strive to be the best. Don't react to things. Be proactive. If you know you need help, say something. Don't get on the Facebook complaining about it.
Well,
don't get on Facebook and complain about it. Say something. Ask for help. And it's people out there. There's so many social services resources out there that I know of. I can recommend you to organizations and to spit out people's name. Contact this person or contact that person, and they are willing to help you get the needs that are being met. Once again, we have to be proactive than reactive. Pastor Burns, you might have to do a sermon on that one.
All right.
And with that said, that's the end of the show. Tarra Carson, have a great trip.
Thank you so much. I look forward to coming back and giving you updates.
Yep, we'll have you back on. Take care.
Thank you.
All right.
That's the show, man. I just feel like I need to go to church on Easter.
But it's good to see people that are totally invested. And everything she said, we talk about a time, but we get the superintendent from Muskegon on saying the same thing. People got to get involved.
Be invested in something. Get passionate about something.
Yes.
All right. So listen, it's been a Good Friday edition. My brother, happy Good Friday, happy Resurrection Sunday to you.
We'll see you next Friday.
See you next Friday. Listen, go out, sow that seed in somebody's life. Like Tarra, you never know who you might be touching.
Amen.
You could be touching somebody who could be the next CEO or even president. Take care. God bless. Happy Good Friday. We'll see you next week.